Have you ever woken up and felt your body heavier than it used to be? Your legs swollen after a long day, your hips stiff from sitting, or even your belly feeling bloated for no clear reason? Many women over 50 assume this is simply the price of aging. But the truth is, these changes are not just about getting older. They are signs that your circulation, your muscles, and even your nervous system are quietly asking for attention. As a health coach working with women in their 50s, 60s, and beyond, I've seen this pattern countless times. What looks like normal aging is often the result of muscles that have been neglected, tension that has quietly built up, and habits that restrict blood and lymph flow through the lower body. The good news? You don't need a gym membership or intense workouts to reverse these feelings. One simple, gentle exercise, done just a few minutes a day, can transform how your legs, hips, and even your energy feel. And that's what we're diving into today. So before you dismiss that stiffness or heaviness as inevitable, stay with me. By the end of this video, you'll understand how this overlooked movement can boost your circulation, protect your pelvic health, and even calm your mind. First main section, the forgotten muscles that control flow. Let's start with something most women have never been told. Your inner thighs, the adductor muscles, are like hidden highways for circulation in your body. They sit quietly on the inside of your legs, connecting your hips to your knees. And yet, these muscles play a major role in how blood and lymph fluid travel through your pelvis and lower limbs. Here's the problem. After years of sitting at desks, driving, or simply not moving the way we once did, these inner thigh muscles become tight and weak. When that happens, blood flow slows down. The result? Heavy, tired legs, swelling in the ankles, even numbness in the feet. Not because your heart is failing, but because the traffic in your hips is jammed. The butterfly stretch, a simple pose where you bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees fall open, directly targets these inner thigh muscles. By gently releasing the chronic tightness, it allows fresh, oxygen-rich blood to flow freely again. And equally important, it stimulates your lymphatic system, the body's natural drainage system that clears out waste and toxins. Unlike your blood, lymph doesn't have a pump. It relies on muscle movement to keep flowing. This exercise literally milks the lymph fluid through the pelvis and legs, helping reduce puffiness, easing joint stiffness, and even giving your immune system a gentle boost. I've seen women in their 60s who practice this daily report that their legs felt lighter within just 2 weeks, not because they lost weight, but because their tissues were finally breathing again. That's how powerful these inner thigh muscles really are. Section 2. Supporting bladder health and the pelvic floor. Now let's talk about something many women don't say out loud, but almost all of us deal with after 50. Bladder urgency, pressure, or those frustrating nighttime trips to the bathroom. Maybe you've noticed it yourself. You lie down ready for a good night's sleep, and suddenly, you're up once, twice, even 3 times. Or perhaps you felt that little leak when laughing or sneezing. Here's the truth. This isn't just about age. It's about the muscles and ligaments that support your bladder and pelvic organs. Over time, especially after childbirth, hormonal changes, or simply decades of daily life, these muscles lose tone. The weight of the pelvis begins to press downward, and the bladder feels less supported. This is exactly where the butterfly stretch makes a difference. When you engage your inner thighs and gently move through this pose, you activate the muscles that directly influence pelvic alignment. Think of it like adjusting the foundation of a house. When the foundation is balanced, everything above it functions better. By practicing regularly, you restore blood flow, improve neuromuscular signaling, and gently remind your bladder and pelvic floor how to hold strong again. Many women I've coached were surprised by this connection. Within a month of daily practice, some reported fewer nighttime interruptions, more confidence when out in public, and even an emotional sense of relief. Because pelvic health isn't just physical. It's tied to safety, self-expression, and dignity. Imagine walking through your day without worrying about sudden urges. That is the freedom your body is capable of reclaiming. Section 3. Easing lower back and hip pain. Now let's move to another struggle that almost every woman over 50 knows too well. Lower back pain. That dull ache after standing too long. the stiffness in your hips when you try to bend or climb stairs. Maybe you've even spent money on massages or pain creams that only give temporary relief. Here's what most people don't realize. The root of this pain often isn't in your spine at all. It begins in your hips. Your adductor muscles, the same ones we're targeting in the butterfly stretch, are directly connected to your pelvis. And the pelvis is the foundation that your spine rests on. If those muscles are tight, they pull the pelvis out of alignment. That misalignment creates a chain reaction: strain on the lower back, pressure on the hips, and reduced mobility. When you practice the butterfly stretch consistently, you're not just loosening muscles, you're restoring balance to the structure that supports your spine. The pelvis becomes more stable, the hips unlock, the back can finally move freely instead of compensating for tightness below. One woman in her late 60s once told me that after 3 weeks of daily practice, she noticed she could walk farther without discomfort, and even her morning stiffness was reduced. The reason is simple. Instead of only treating the symptom, this exercise addresses the root cause. So if you've been battling that stubborn ache in your lower back, or feeling your hips are stuck, don't ignore it. Give this stretch a chance. Just a few minutes each day may create a ripple of relief through your entire body, allowing you to sit, stand, and move with more ease than you thought possible. Section 4. Emotional release and nervous system reset. Now let's talk about something we rarely connect with exercise: our emotions. Many women over 50 tell me they feel waves of unexplained anxiety, restlessness, or even a subtle heaviness in their mood. It's easy to think this is just stress or hormones, but science and experience show us something deeper. The body itself can store emotional tension, especially in the pelvic region. Think about it. This part of your body has carried you through childbirth, intimacy, stress, and even silent moments of fear or pressure. Over decades, tension builds here without us realizing it. And when it stays trapped, it can affect not only how our body feels, but how our mind functions. This is why the butterfly stretch can feel so unexpectedly powerful. As you sit in the pose and move gently with your breath, you're not just opening muscles, you're sending a signal to your nervous system that it is safe to let go. Deep, slow exhalations during this practice activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the part that says, you can rest now, you are safe. I've seen women tell me they started this stretch for their hips, but what surprised them most was the calm that washed over them afterward. Some even described a sudden sense of release, as if an invisible weight had lifted. That's the hidden gift of this movement. It doesn't just restore the body, it soothes the mind. So the next time anxiety creeps in, try sitting quietly in butterfly pose. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and let your body tell your mind, I am okay, I can let this go. Section 5. Posture, breathing, and confidence. Let's be honest, posture is something we all notice as we age. Maybe you've caught yourself in the mirror and seen your shoulders rounded forward, your chest collapsed, or your spine curved more than before. It doesn't just affect appearance, it affects how we breathe, how much energy we have, and even how confident we feel walking into a room. The truth is, poor posture often begins with the pelvis. When tight inner thigh muscles pull on the pelvic bones, the spine loses its natural alignment. Over time, gravity takes advantage, and we find ourselves shrinking inward. Here's the beauty of the butterfly stretch. By gently opening the hips and rebalancing the pelvis, you're giving your spine permission to stack correctly again. That means your chest naturally lifts, your shoulders relax, and your breathing becomes deeper without effort. And there's more. Posture isn't just physical, it's emotional. When you stand taller and breathe fully, you project confidence. You walk with more ease. You feel less fragile and more grounded. Many women over 50 have told me this simple exercise helped them reclaim not just mobility, but a sense of dignity in how they carry themselves. So the next time you practice, don't just think of it as stretching. Think of it as realigning the foundation of your posture. Because posture is not about forcing your body into position. It's the natural outcome of balance, breath, and openness. Section 6. Pelvic vitality and graceful aging. When most people talk about aging gracefully, they often mention skincare, nutrition, or maybe keeping active with walking. But very few ever talk about the pelvis. even though this area is the true engine of vitality. Deep in your body lies your pelvic floor, a network of muscles, fascia, and ligaments that support not only your bladder and lower organs, but also your energy, your stability, and even your sense of creativity. Over time, with hormonal changes, inactivity, or stress, this powerful center often becomes dormant. And when it does, women may begin to notice bloating in the lower belly, slower digestion, or even a lack of energy that feels hard to explain. The butterfly stretch quietly reawakens this forgotten center. With each gentle movement, blood flow and oxygen return to the tissues of the pelvic bowl. Fascia that has been tight for decades slowly begins to soften, while subtle energy circulation is restored. Many women I've worked with have reported surprising results: less abdominal heaviness, a firmer lower midsection, smoother digestion, and even a glow that shows on their face. And while this may sound poetic, the science is real. Better circulation and mobility in the pelvis affect hormone balance, nutrient absorption, and even posture, all of which influence how gracefully we age. This is why I often say that graceful aging isn't just about what we put on our skin or how many supplements we take. It's about nourishing the body where it quietly carries the most weight. When you give attention to your pelvic vitality, you're not only investing in your health, you're renewing your confidence and energy in ways that ripple through your entire life. Section 7. How to practice safely and variations for every body. Now let's talk about how to actually do this in your own home. The beauty of this exercise is that you don't need fancy equipment, a yoga mat, or even a lot of space. You can begin simply by sitting on a firm surface with your spine tall and relaxed. Bring the soles of your feet together and allow your knees to gently fall to the sides. There is no need to push or force them down. Just let gravity do its quiet work. Place your hands around your feet or ankles, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, start to flutter your knees slowly up and down like the wings of a butterfly. Even 30 to 50 gentle pulses are enough. The key is to keep your body relaxed, your movements soft, and your breath steady. If sitting upright feels uncomfortable, there's another way. You can lie down on your back, bring your feet together, and let your knees fall open in the same shape. From here, you can simply rest, or if it feels good, add small, gentle movements with your knees. This version takes pressure off the spine and is especially helpful if you're dealing with back discomfort. And because every woman's body is different, you can adapt the practice further. If your hips are tight, place pillows under your knees for support. If you want a deeper release, lean slightly forward while keeping your spine long, feeling the gentle stretch ripple through your back and hips. And if you're looking for an added layer of calm, sync the movement with your breath. Inhale as your knees lift slightly, exhale as they fall, letting your breath guide your body into rhythm. The most important thing to remember is that this exercise is not about pushing, straining, or competing with yourself. It's about creating space, gently awakening areas that have been neglected, and listening to what your body is telling you. Even just 2 or 3 minutes a day, practiced consistently, can lead to changes that feel bigger than you ever expected. Section 8. Safety first. Who should take precaution before you jump in? It's important to remember that even the gentlest exercise may not be right for everyone. If you've recently had surgery in the pelvic or abdominal area, or if you're living with severe osteoporosis, it's best to check with your doctor before trying this movement. The same goes if you're experiencing sharp hip or groin pain, or if you have a history of blood clots. And if you sometimes feel unsteady while sitting on the floor, make sure you practice near a wall, chair, or with support under your hips so you feel secure. I want you to think of this practice not as a challenge to push through, but as a gift to your body. Pain is never the goal. Discomfort is not the price of progress. If something doesn't feel right, listen to your body and stop. Healing begins when we respect our limits. With that mindset, the butterfly stretch can be one of the safest, most nourishing habits you add to your daily life. Section 9. Closing inspiration. A gentle return to yourself. In today's fast-paced world, we are constantly asked to do more, give more, and keep moving forward. But the truth is, your body, especially after 50, doesn't always need more effort. Sometimes what it needs most is permission to rest, release, and reconnect. This one simple practice may look small, but its effects are profound. It boosts your circulation, supports your pelvic floor, relieves back pain, calms your nervous system, and even reawakens a part of your vitality that many women didn't realize was missing. But beyond all of that, it offers something even greater, a moment to come home to yourself. So don't underestimate what a single minute of intentional movement can do. Start small, be consistent, and let this exercise become less of a routine and more of a ritual. A daily reminder that aging is not a decline, but a chance to unfold into deeper wisdom, resilience, and grace. If you felt even the slightest spark of relief or curiosity while listening, I encourage you to try this stretch today. Notice how your body responds. And if it helps you, share it with another woman in your life who deserves to feel lighter, calmer, and more at ease. Because when we take care of ourselves, we don't just add years to our life, we add life to our years.